Alright, welcome to a bit of an update. Stuff that I've unboxed off camera over the past month approximately. So we got mainly comedy in this video, but I guess I could start with the stuff that is, non-comedy. So when the first comedy titles appears, you know what to expect from then on. So let's see. First off, we have this beautiful steelbook. I would have to say one of the best looking steelbooks that I have in my collection at the moment. It's Forbidden Planet, released by Entertainment Earth, I think it is. I have the absolutely gorgeous cover art here. Really shiny, great colors and embossed here. And the back is also really cool. And then the inside here. Then you have this little paper thing that you put on the back. Well, I guess I can do. I'll just take care of that later. Well, okay. So I guess I should talk about the movie too. I forgot that. Well, this is it's a great sci-fi movie. Kind of. I maybe partly knew that before, but not really. But they talk about that in let's see which one. Where is it? Yeah, here. A TMC documentary, Watch the Skies, Science Fiction, the 1950s and Us. Basically, George Lucas, James Cameron, Ridley Scott, and Steven Spielberg, they talk about, it's like a 1 hour featurette or whatever, 1 hour documentary where they talk about a lot of the 1950s sci-fi movies one by one and share their thoughts about them, and also shares their knowledge about the history behind them and stuff like that. And basically they talked about this as being the first like big budget sci-fi movie, at least of the 50s. I mean, I think it was maybe George Lucas who mentioned Metropolis. Well, I don't know who it was, but someone mentioned Metropolis as a previous big budget sci-fi movie. But like since then, there hasn't really been a big budget sci-fi movie. So this was a bit of a turn in that sense. It still is pretty cheesy, I guess. It has some, I wouldn't say the acting is great in this movie, and it has some, clumsy exposition and stuff, but it's really not what the movie is about. It's just about the absolutely gorgeous sceneries and the sets and the special effects, and it's just really impressive. It looks great, and the colors are, yeah, they look great. I mean, you can pretty much tell what the movie will look like by looking at this cover. Yeah. Anyway, so, but it also has a great story. It deals with the subconscious, I guess, and yeah, it's great. I was definitely not disappointed. I really liked it, and it has some more special features here as well. It has 2 follow-up vehicles starring Robbie the Robot, this guy here, The Invisible Boy. I watched like 40 minutes or something, which it wasn't very good. And then the Thin Man TV series episode, Robot Client, which I've not seen. Then a couple other featurettes. I think I watched maybe one of those. Anyway, so great steelbook, great movie, great. Just generally great content on this, so highly recommended. It's not that expensive either. Then we have Cake with Jennifer Aniston. I've mainly been wanting to see this because of the fact that she, plays a woman who is, I guess, well, she's suicidal, dealing with those thoughts, very much different from what she's done before. Jennifer Aniston. I think if this part was played by anyone else, I would not be as eager to check it out, because I was just really curious to see what she did with the role. And I thought she was good. I mean, I thought that she was more and more convincing throughout the movie, and by the end of the movie, and thinking back on the movie, it definitely got to me a little bit and left an impression on me, largely because of Jennifer Aniston's performance, definitely. So she did a good job, but in some scenes, I guess her performance was maybe a little bit shaky. But I don't know. But she was generally really good. Generally good. She yeah, she pulled it off, I think. But maybe someone else could have done it better. But Jennifer Aniston really hasn't done anything like this. So considering what she usually does, I thought she did a good job. So it's not the absolute best movie. I don't think I'll watch it again, but I definitely appreciated it. Then we have something that I've not watched yet. I'll just show it quickly here. It's Neon Genesis Evangelion Collection 7. So I have all of them but 2. I think I need the 8th one, maybe the 4th one or something. I'm not entirely sure. And then I can watch it. Let's see. I only have one more, which is not comedy, but it kind of is because it's a documentary about a comedian. So this is Mr. Warmth, the Don Rickles project. So obviously a documentary about Don Rickles. Mr. Warmth, I guess that's an ironic name for him because he's a so-called insult comic. It says here, no one is safe. And this cover makes it seem like it's mainly a concert movie. It kind of is. But then you also have these celebrities' faces here. I hate this shine here. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Find a better place to film these videos. Anyway, if I hold them like this, then you can see. Alright, well, you see these celebrities' faces and they're being interviewed about Don Rickles. Robert De Niro, he basically says, yeah, he's a great comedian. That's basically everything he says in the documentary. He doesn't have anything to say. Anyway, but I guess he's a big name, so they put him on the cover here. And then the rest of them, they also have stuff to say about Don Rickles. But yeah, there is footage from a concert. This documentary is barely a decade old. So the stand-up show was pretty new, pretty recent, I guess. And then just interviews with these people and with Don Rickles about his life and stuff. I thought it was a pretty good documentary about Don Rickles. I've been curious about Don Rickles because I only really know him from the past decade or so. I mean, he's been appearing on some talk shows, always been really funny and witty and clever, despite approaching 90. And he has voiced a character in Toy Story, and I've seen him in a couple of places, but I just felt that I want to know more about what he's done in the past. So I thought that this documentary would provide some information about that, which it did. And then I'm gonna be more brief about these following titles. Modern Family Season 3. Had seen the first 2 previously, and then I rewatched them, and then saw Season 3 for the first time. And for some reason I did not enjoy the third one as much. I'm not sure if that's because it's not as good, or if I of some reason just enjoyed seeing those 2 first seasons again more than seeing this season for the first time. I don't know. Probably, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Season 1 and 2 is better. I would have to say that the quality is better. Yeah, I think so. But if you look on IMDb, the top rated episodes, I think they're from Season 5 or 6 even. They're, pretty late. So I don't know if the show gets better as it goes on. Then we have another show here. I showed this in a vlog recently, but 2.5 Men Season 12. I don't know, man. I could rant about this. I'm just gonna mention that the ending, I guess you've come to expect that ending from, or something along those lines from this show now, based on what it's been like for the past few seasons and some self-referential jokes and stuff like that. But it goes a little bit over the top in the last episode, and it turns into a kind of personal thing between Chuck Lorre and Charlie Sheen, I guess, and it's just pretty unprofessional, and it was just, I didn't really appreciate it, because there are still people who still like the characters, believe it or not, and I don't know, I just thought that it was a poor way to end the show, even though the show, this season it's shit, let's be honest, but I didn't like the fact that they ended it like that. Anyway. Then we have a whole bunch of Little Britain stuff. I made it sound like that was a bad thing, but there's a lot of it. I don't know what order to show this in. but we have the series 1 to 3 box set here. I had seen some stuff, I had seen most of it previously when it was aired on TV, and renting a DVD of season 2 years ago, I think, and stuff like that. But it was fun watching this again. And there's a whole shit ton of special features. I spent a lot of time with these. I mean, you can just see for yourselves here. Commentaries on every episode, documentaries, pretty extensive documentaries, and I'm not sure if this is in focus. I think it is. Stuff like that. Really fun to watch all of that. And that sort of, you have that on this as well. Little Britain Abroad, which came after the third one, I think. It says here includes nearly 2 hours of additional material. Once again, Little Britain Down Under documentary, great documentary. And then we have, oh yeah, we have another one. I wasn't gonna show this yet, because, okay, I guess I'll just talk about that now. I fucked up. I accidentally ordered 2 copies of a few different titles, which you'll see a couple more examples of coming up. It doesn't matter what happened. I was gonna go in depth, but let's not do that. I just accidentally ordered 2 of them, so and I wasn't able to cancel them. So we have another one of this, and Little Britain Live. This is the limited edition. This was pretty fun, and it also has some behind-the-scenes stuff. Also, it has this Little Britain's Big Swim, which was really great actually. Basically, just follows David Walliams as he prepares to swim through the channel between Dover and Calais, I think it is. The British, I don't know what it's called, the channel, I don't know, a lot of people have done that. And it follows him as he prepares for that, you know, for about 9 months or something, while they're doing this show. And it's a great documentary. And then we also have this thing, Little Britain Comic Relief Special. We actually have this, I don't remember which, maybe it's season 3, but this is actually on this, I think it might be the 3rd series, I'm not entirely sure. But this is another one that I accidentally bought. But there's actually one interview here with the 2 of them that is not available on that other DVD, so I guess I you know, might as well keep this. And okay, let's see, then we have, like I said, I have 2 copies of, first of all, this one, that Mitchell and Webb look, with Robert Webb and David Mitchell. Seen Peep Show recently, all 8 series, loved it, and I wanted to see this, and this is great too. I really like this as well. It's a sketch comedy show, and it gets quite absurd and surreal at times. I mean, it's like, there's this thing called Number Wang in this, which seems to be one of the most beloved segments because it's a returning sketch. And it's just completely nonsensical, and it's like taking Monty Python and making that absurd, which gives you an idea that it just doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know, but it's funny. Also some cool special features on here, I guess. And 2 of this as well, Coogans Run with Steve Coogan. I haven't seen this yet actually, but it's 6 episodes and there are 6 characters on the cover. So I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know, but it seems like maybe each episode follows one character, much in the way that Peter Kay thing with Peter Kay followed Peter Kay. I mean, Peter Kay, you know, did one different character for each episode, as opposed to, you know, something like this where they have a bunch of different characters in every episode. Don't take my word for it, I still have to check it out, but it seems like it might be something like that. If you know, then please let me know. But if so, then you know, it sounds good, because that Peter Kay thing and that format for a comedy show really worked. I actually was under the impression that this was a more standard or whatever more typical sketch comedy show when I bought it, but then I kind of found out after that maybe it's not. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know. Anyway, and then one more thing left, speaking of David Mitchell and Robert Webb, we have Magicians, which is a movie they did. Someone placed a coffee cup on here or something, maybe not a coffee cup, but there's a big circle here, which annoys me. Anyway, what was I saying? Well, haven't seen this yet, but you know, from the makers of Peep Show, I'm sure I like this. Someone said that part of the reason why Peep Show is so great is because the interactions between David Mitchell and Robert Webb are really great, and this movie mainly has the two of them individually. They're not acting together very much. They play sort of rival magicians, I guess, and so it makes sense that they don't have a whole lot of scenes together. But yeah, I read that as part of someone's criticism towards the movie, that it could have been better if they had more scenes together. But anyway, so I haven't seen it yet, but I look forward to it. But that's really it. I thought I was gonna have more stuff. Actually, I thought I had, well, anyway, quite a few things to talk about here. Alright, well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Yeah. See you next time.